Welcome. In this playthrough of Marvel Champions of Card Game, we have Nova taking on an Expert Mysterio. Stand at the table for a villain setup. Got Mysterio's version 2 and 3 here. Scheme of 2, attack of 2. When revealed in player order, shuffle the top card of the encounter deck into each player's deck. Creeping Fear is a forced response. After you resolve a boost card during Mysterio's activation, place that card on the bottom of your deck if it has the illusion trait, starting with 17 health. Then two main schemes. On the first one, just letting us know our setup with the Mysterio, Personal Nightmares, Standard, Expert, and Whispers of Paranoia. For setup, put a shifting apparition minion in the playing gauge with each player. Then we have a threshold of 8 on this, Forced Interrupt. When you would draw or discard an encounter card from your deck, deal it to yourself as a face-down encounter card, then draw a card. It starts with 2 threat on it. For Nova, his abilities got a thwart of 1, attack of 1, defense of 2. So response, after you use one of his basic powers, ready the Supernova Helmet. Hand size of 5, hit points of 10. Alter Ego side is a recovery of 3. This is civilian, alter ego action, spin a resource of any type. Search your deck and discard pile for a Supernova Helmet. Add it to your hand, put it into play instead if you paid for this ability using a wild resource. Hand size of 6. And going with Justice, we have 2 Power of Justice. Determination, Under Surveillance, Spycraft, Sense of Justice, and Skilled Investigator. Then I have 3 Clear the Areas, 3 Multitasking. Then our allies, I've got Wiccan, Quasar, Quake, Agent Coulson, Eros, and Wasp. And for our basic cards, got our 3 dual resources, Nick Fury, and Endurance and Downtime. All right, finish shuffling up our encounter deck. Then we're going to shuffle one of these cards into our deck. Then we'll get our 6 cards to start with. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And we can see a different color near the top. So I've got Miss Marvel, Agent Coulson, Projection, Unleash Nova Force, Potshot, and Wasp. And no wild resources. I'm just going to discard 2 cards. Clear the area. There's our wild. So what we're going to do is discard our wild resource to go looking for our helmet and go ahead and put that into play. That's going to allow us to shuffle that a little bit deeper, hopefully. All right, with this, putting into play, it gives us Ariel as a hero resource, exhaust it to generate a wild resource. We'll go ahead and flip over. We're going to use that, unleash Nova Force until the end of the round. Each time Nova defeats an enemy or removes the last threat from a scheme, ready Nova and draw a card. Well, we're going to attack to defeat here. So if this minion was defeated with excess damage, the defeating player shuffles the top card, but we didn't. We defeated an enemy, ready, and we ready this because we used a basic power. We will then attack for 1, down to 16. We're going to use that to pay for clear the area, remove 2 threat from a scheme. If this removes the last threat on that scheme, draw a card. Oh, and I would have drawn a card for defeating that guy. Forgot that. Nick Fury. All right, we're playing this now. We're going to end up drawing 2 cards into Strength and Power of Justice and ready. Going to go ahead and bring in Nick Fury, thwart of 2, attack of 2, 3 health, and after he comes into play, we're going to choose the option to draw 3 cards. Clear the area, Wiccan, and Quake. We will attack for 1 and 2 more, so down to 13. Ready that. Use our helmet to pay for Coulson. Thwart of 2, attack of 1, 3 health. After you enter his place, search your deck and discard pile for preparation card and add it to your hand and shuffle your deck. Don't think I've seen that yet. It's going to be Spycraft. And shuffle some more. All right, play only if you control a spy character. When reveal an encounter card, discard Spycraft, cancel the effects of that card and discard it, then reveal another card. We have 2 spies in play. But I'm going to hold off and bring in Quake. Thwart 1, attack for 2, 2 health. After minion schemes, we can exhaust her to deal 2 damage to that minion. We're going to come in and attack for 2, down to 11. We'll go ahead and attack for 1 there, down to 10. All right, ending her turn. Keeping Spycraft, Sense of Justice, Multitasking, Energy, and Under Surveillance. Gain a threat over here, get attacked. Nick is defending for 1, 2. Let's see, choose to either spend 2 mental resources or deal this card to yourself. It's a face down encounter card, which is going to be Surge and discard your hand and draw up to that again. All right, we're going to use that in this. Take care of Fearmonger. And our encounter card. Humongous Hallucination. Attach to Mysterio. Hero action. Spend a resource of any type and shuffle the top 2 cards in the counter deck into your deck to discard this card. Nasty, +3 attack. We will have Coulson, Thwart for 2. Nova, attack for 1, down to 9. Ready's that. Under Surveillance, attach to the main scheme, increase the target threat value of the scheme by 4. Spending a resource of any type. Top 2 cards getting shuffled into our deck. And then use that to pay for Spycraft. And end her turn. So we're going to draw this. It's going over here, which means we draw another card. Basically, we're still getting... This is not going to go well. There's 3, 4, and 5 cards. Downtime, clear the area. Connection to the World Mind. Potshot and Jesse Alexander, so this card does not count towards her hand size. Light Speed Flight. All right, getting attacked. Coulson defends for 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is an illusion. And this will get placed on the bottom of our deck. Oh, yeah. Then get an encounter card. So just got 4. That's it. Peril. When revealed, discard cards from the top of your deck equal to the number of cards in your hand. If at least one identity-specific card was discarded this way, place a threat on the main scheme. If no identity-specific cards were discarded this way, take a damage. We have 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And we do have an identity-specific card. So threat on the main scheme. And of course, you would have put 1 there at the beginning of the turn. All right, next one. Analysis Paralysis. When revealed, search the encounter deck, discard pile, and set aside area for your Nemesis side scheme. Then reveal it, place X additional threat here, where X is equal to the amount of threat on that side scheme. And that is Bring the War. When revealed, each player discards 1 card they control with a printed wild resource. For each card discarded this way, place a threat here. We don't have any wilds out there, so we're getting 2 threat on that. Which means we're going to get 3 threat on this one. Deja Vu. Choose to either take a damage or place a threat on the main scheme. Then shuffle this into any player's deck. We'll place a threat. And shuffle like crazy. Attach your identity. You cannot ready allies or persona supports you control. Alter ego action, discard an ally or persona support you control to discard this card. And I'm just not a fan of that one, so we're going to have a different one come out. Discard an upgrade or a support you control. All right, so it just got worse. Lose our helmet. All right, back to our turn. All right, we're going to start with clearing the area, remove 2 threat from a scheme, and then we're going to end up drawing a card. Drawing into Skilled Investigator. We will go ahead and put that in play. So after a side scheme is defeated, exhaust this to draw a card. Lightspeed Flight, double the number of resources generated while paying for this card. Remove 3 threat from a scheme. Get rid of that one. Then draw a card into Arrows. Then we'll bring him into play. After you play him from your hand, confuse a minion. Actually, no, I'm not going to do that. Let me see here. I'm going to thwart for 1. Flip over. Spend a resource to go get our helmet. And go ahead and put that into play. And end our turn. We're going to keep Arrows. So Pot Shot, Quasar, Determination, Lightspeed Flight, and another's Flight. Mysterio goes, gets a threat, goes to scheme for 2, 5. Get an encounter card. All right, when revealed, attach to the ally you control at the lowest cost. If you cannot, this card gains Surge. Treat attached ally as a minion with a blank text box. And attach to Mysterio. When you would deal any amount of damage to Mysterio, discard the top 4 cards of your deck instead, then discard this card. All right, so back to our turn. Flip over. Use this to pay for the flight to remove 3 threat from a scheme. Then we will attack for 1. It's ready there. Use our helmet to remove another 3 threat. Bring in Arrows. A thwart or 2, attack a 1/2 health. After you play him from your hand, confuse a minion for each mental resource you use to pay for him. After you spin this card, remove a threat from the main scheme. Actually, I want to pay the Pot Shot, keep Quasar. Then we're going to attack for 1. So when you would deal any amount of damage to Mysterio, discard the top 4 cards of your deck instead. So discarding 1, discarding 2. And because of that, we're going to draw a card. Drawn to clear the area. So we've discarded 2 cards, 3 and 4. And I'm going to end my turn. I'm going to keep Quasar. So drawing into Connection to the World Mind, Determination, Nick, Pot Shot. That doesn't count, so we get a multitasking. Mysterio's turn, gets a threat, goes to attack. Arrows defends. 1, 2, just 2. Another encounter card. Peril, choose to either take a damage or place a threat on the main scheme. Then shuffle this in. Oh, wait. Did that get shuffled in? Yep. All right, discard a card on the top of your deck equal to the number of cards in your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And we have an identity specific, so we're adding a threat to the main scheme. All right, back to our turn. Use that to help pay for Nick, and we're going to draw 3 cards with that and remove a threat from the main scheme. Then we will thwart for 2. Attack for 1. Down to 8. Readies that. Then use that for pot shot. Double the number of wild resources to deal 4 damage to an enemy. Down to 4. And end her turn. Keeping Quasar. Actually, no. Forgot to draw my 3 cards. Clear the area, Quake, and Spycraft. So then we're going to bring in Quasar. After you enter play, remove 1 threat from each scheme in play. Thwart 1, attack of 2 and 3 health. Down to 2. Now end her turn. Coulson, Strength, Wasp, Potshot, and Jesse Alexander. All right, adding a threat, getting attacked. Nick defends. 1, 2, not an illusion. 3, 4. Is this our deja vu? It is. We'll place a threat on the main scheme. Shuffle that back in. And the villain and each minion engaged with you attacks you. Quasar defends. Boost, draw 3 cards, discard 3 random cards from your hand. 1, 2, 3. One, two, three. And this goes on the bottom. All right, we're going to clear the area, removing 2 threats. Took off everything, so we get to draw a card. To multitasking. We will bring in Wasp, 4 to 2, attack of 1, 3 health. We are a champion. She ignores guard, patrol, and crisis icons. But we're going to use her to attack. Down to 1. And then take care of the first version. So when revealed, discard the top 5 cards of each player's deck. Bound by Fear, force response after you resolve a boost card during his activation. Place that card on the top of your deck if it has the illusion trait. 16 health. One, two, three, four, 5. Then with her helmet, we're going to pot shot to deal 4 damage. Down to 12. End her turn. We're going to keep Strength. Miss Marvel, unleash Nova Force. Connection to the World Mind. Then discarding, went through her deck. Get another one and shuffle. So energy and force field projection. All right, we get a threat. Getting attacked, Wasp defends. Draw 3 cards and discard 3. So drawing 3. Shuffle. Discarding 3. And illusion, so top of our deck. Get an encounter card. All right, search the encounter deck, discard pile, and set aside area for your nemesis minion. Then reveal that minion, attach Old Grudge to it. Gets +1 hit point. And that's going to be the War Bringer, Schema 1, attacking of 4 now. 5 health, or 6 health. I'm sorry, attacking with 3. When he attacks you, he gets +1 attack for that attack for each card with a printed wild resource in your hand. This attack has overkill. Then we're getting an evil doppelganger. Gets +X scheme and attack, where X is equal to the number of identity-specific cards in the engaged player's hand. 5 health. Deja vu. We're going to add a threat and shuffle this in our deck. That's a little annoying. And give to the sand player. While this card is in plan, Supernova Helmet cannot ready. It's an alter ego action. Exhaust Sam to remove this obligation from the game. All right, we're going to bring in Miss Marvel. Thwart 1, attack 1, 3 health. After you play an event, exhaust her, deal a damage to her to return that event to your hand. She's just going to come in. And let's see, none of these have guard. Attack for 1, down to 11. Use that to remove 3 threat from a scheme. Bring in Sense of Justice. Play under any player's control. As a resource, exhaust it to generate a mental resource for a thwart event. Then we're going to flip over and exhaust to remove this from the game. And end your turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we've got Coulson, Eros, Quake, Quasar, Nick Fury, and Genius, all of our allies. So we'll get a threat over there. Scheming for base 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Counter card, attach your identity, cannot ready allies, persona, support you control. Alter ego action, discard an ally or persona support you control. Back to our turn. All right, we're going to attack for 1. Down to 10. Then as an alter ego action, discard an ally to get rid of this. I think I only have enough to do 9 damage here. So I could bring him in, which could do 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's 1 away. But we're going to bring him in and draw 3 cards and see what that gives us for options. Lightspeed flight, projection, and some multitasking, not attacking kind of stuff. So we will flip over, use our flight to remove 3 threat. Attack for 2, 3. Bring in Quasar, remove threat from each scheme. 4, 5. And return. I'm going to keep Quake. Multitasking, Power of Justice, Jesse Alexander, and a pot shot. Bring in a threat. Getting attacked up there. Nick's going to defend for 1, 2, or is he? We're just going to take this. 1, 2, 3 damage. It's an illusion, so it goes on top. Down to 7. And then Nick's going to defend on that, so he's doing 3 damage with overkill, so we're taking 1. Down to 6. Actually, he was attacking for 1 more since we have a wild. We went down to 5. Then in the counter card, choose either take a damage or place a threat on the main scheme. We'll add some threat. Shuffle this in. And the villain's going to scheme for 1, 2, 3. And put that on top. And looking at my hand, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 7. I can do 9 damage. So I'm 1 short again. I don't like getting hit in the face by this guy, so we're going to go after that. So we're going to pot shot for 4. And then hit him for 2. Bring in Quake, attack for 2. Down to 8. Attack for 1. Down to 7, which we're ready that. Use the sense of justice to remove 2 threat from a scheme. And ender turn. Going to discard Jesse Alexander. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Endurance, clear the area. Unleash Nova Force, clear the area in a downtime. Nothing to do damage with. All right, getting a threat. Getting attacked. Quake, 1, 2. Choose to either spend 2 mental resources or deal this card to yourself as a face down. Unfortunately, we're going to pitch both of those. And encounter cards. Got a doppelganger back. Shifting apparition. And we're going to take the damage this time. Down to 4. All right, we're going to unleash Nova Force. So until the end of the round, each time we defeat an enemy or remove the last threat from a scheme, ready Nova to draw a card. We're going to go after the apparition, which will ready this and that, and draw into a spycraft. That's not going to help us. So we're going to think about our life a little bit. Use that to bring in a downtime, giving us +2 recovery. Use that to bring in endurance, give us +3 health. So we're up to 7. And we're going to thwart for 1. An ender turn. Or do I want to flip over? Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pot shot times 2. There we go. We just need to survive this round then. All right, get a threat. Getting attacked. Quasar defends. 1, 2 damage coming our way. Doppelgangers attack in. Identity specific cards. 1, 2, 3. So 4 damage coming our way. Down to 3 health. Get an encounter card. Attach your identity. You cannot discard an identity-specific card. Random from your hand to discard this. Cannot resolve triggered abilities in your hero's printed text box. Well, that's a bummer. And weakness from within. When revealed, place an additional threat here for each card in your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 threat. All right, we're going to pot shot for 4. Down to 3. Use our helmet to pot shot again for another 4. So that was Nova taking on Mysterio. It was getting nasty there at the end, but was able to make it through. So as always, hope you enjoyed this playthrough. So please click on the like button below and be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.